Joseph, look, I know I'm just looking at the traffic cameras right now. I'm still seeing some of that fog in some spots, too. What are the weather watchers saying?
Yeah, you know, they're showing me some really significant rain totals from yesterday, and we're using some of that moisture at the surface for some of the fog this morning. So that's what we have going on here. I mean, we really had some soakers. Check that out. Half an inch, inch and a half. Nearly an inch just out towards Sibley County there. I mean, we had some good storms. Some of you needed some rain. We've had drought conditions, and this is definitely going to help, and we'll get an update on Thursday. But I mean, check out these totals out west. Closer to home here, we had about 1.79 inches out of Greg's Spot in Chanhassen. So there you go. I mean, that's some good moisture for us. I mentioned before we went to the break that we had about an inch of rain here. And we're still below average by nearly an inch coming out of the airport. So as we've kind of worked through the month of June, we've had some pockets with significant rain. We've had some pockets where we've kind of fallen below, and the airport was one of those spots, but we're trying to make that up. We have another shot today. I just don't think we're going to get that much, though, with the system. This is kind of like the back end energy from yesterday. And so we're really just going to probably just get some stray showers, but there is a possibility for a thunderstorm, likely north and east of the metro this morning and this afternoon. Summer heat and humidity starts working back in, and we'll definitely feel that by Sunday. Hang in there in like 1 minute. We'll show you the 7-day. And you'll see some of that heat. And then with that, though, there is also going to be more storms moving on, and at least a threat for some more storms. This morning, a little cluster of showers and storms just to the north of us. Rain southeast, also up north. But you can kind of tell that's going to wrap back around. And that's what's going to increase our shot for maybe a few thunderstorms later today as I zoom on in just up to the northwest. Yesterday morning, this was lighting up with storms. You're dry this morning, so a little break for you folks over towards Fergus Falls. 12:45, scattered showers and storms right here. Again, this is going to be about a 20% chance, and we may see one try to skim the cities, but I just don't think we're going to get much around here, but we're going to leave the tower green because if we do end up with a passing shower, it could mess with you just a little bit. We'll wake up tomorrow morning probably to some clouds kind of lingering around, maybe some patchy fog again for another morning, but that should clear out. We have a nice afternoon, a nice day. I don't really see anything moving in as far as rain goes until Friday, and notice that our Friday threat is on the lower side too. We've been on a cool stretch. The last time we hit 80 degrees, 80 in June, by the way, was the 12th here. All right, we've been on a 70 and 60 degree stretch, but even with that, it was so warm to start off the month. We've been running above average still, and with the heat returning coming up this weekend, we'll likely finish this month off above average. So what's it look like? We'll go with mid-70s today. I'm going to go with 76, 75 tomorrow with some passing clouds, more so in the morning. And then again, watch out for maybe a little stray shower just north of us here this morning. Heading into the weekend, we get back to the 80s. I'm going with 90 degrees now on Sunday with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. We'll have to monitor that for all the events. And then look at Monday, 94 degrees, Tuesday, 90 degrees. That summer heat is definitely returning next week.
I must say, this 70s reprieve we've had, it's been very pleasant. It's been really nice.
Yeah.
I want 94 next week. All right, Joseph, thank you.
Tuesday brought hail, heavy rain, and even a few tornado warnings. On the left, you're going to see some hail from Wilmer last night. Over on the right, that's downtown Minneapolis getting quite the soaking.
And a change of plans for thousands of fans. Minnesota's newest venue had to postpone one of its first concerts. Dave Matthews Band supposed to perform last night at the Mystic Lake Amphitheater in Shakopee. Fans initially told the show would go on, rain or shine, but that show has since been rescheduled for August. Not good news.
Bummer. Growing concern this morning for kids being cared for at a facility near a homeless encampment. Maria
Lisignoli joins us from the live desk. Maria, only on WCCO, I know you're hearing from the center voicing some worries.
Yes, a Minneapolis child care center says growing drug activity and encampments are creating safety concerns for children and staff. Now, here's the area we're talking about. It's near the Cedar Avenue and Highway 55 overpass. If you've traveled beneath the overpass recently, you've likely seen large groups gathered in the area. Staff at Baby's Space Child Care say that drug use has moved to just outside their front door. And staff say a fence intended to keep people out of the area hasn't worked. One employee telling us they've had to step in.
Open use, just freely using their drugs. I had to go and out the front door and say, hey, this is a child care center. Their response is, I didn't know, but you're using. and it doesn't matter where you're at. It's not okay to use. I don't feel like outside, just anywhere. They were going to inject their arm, and I stopped it.
A city spokesperson says the fencing is just a temporary measure while multiple agencies, including the city, county, Metro Transit, and MnDOT, work toward a long-term solution for the area. In the meantime, city officials say they're focused on helping people move from unsheltered homelessness into more stable housing.
Okay, we'll see what comes of this. This is an issue that's not going anywhere anytime soon. All right, Maria, thank you. Well, starting Monday, buses will replace the Blue Line train running between Target Field and the Mall of America. Metro Transit says some trips could take longer, so we're warning you now. Crews will be working on upgrading signals and other equipment. The train is expected to be back in mid-August.
On Friday, the Inver Grove Heights City Council will take a final vote after facing harsh criticism and a possible lawsuit over data centers.
The motion to recess and reconvene is carried.
Council members faced boos Monday following their choice to delay a final decision on those data centers. They've been considering a year-long pause for months now. Residents are criticizing the data centers over environmental and quality of life concerns. The city could also face a lawsuit from a developer who says the council already gave it the green light to build. A K-9 officer used its nose to track down a missing man in the woods and bring him home safe.
Investigators say the 75-year-old man wandered away from a facility Monday in St. Cloud, and his medical condition put him at a higher risk of getting hurt. Stearns County Deputy Laura Berg and her bloodhound K-9 Storm rushed to help. That's Storm the bloodhound there. Storm tracked the man sent through a wooded area and found him stuck on a steep bank on the Sauk River. Luckily, thankfully, that man was not seriously hurt.
The U.S. Senate has passed a resolution requiring President Trump to seek congressional approval for the war with Iran.
CBS News' Bradley Blackburn tells us the president continues to tout the agreement with Iran, though there appear to be conflicts about the terms.
On this motion, the yeas are 50, the nays are 48.
The Senate passed the War Powers Resolution Act, blocking further military action in Iran unless President Trump seeks congressional approval.
Iran, unfortunately, is now stronger, and the American people have been forced to pay the price.
It was the 10th time Senate Democrats brought the measure to the floor. This time around, 4 Republicans voted with the Democrats to approve the act the House had already passed. The approval is only symbolic because it doesn't have the force of law.
Americans got worse than nothing from this war. We're worse off than before it started.
At a Mack truck facility in Pennsylvania, President Trump spoke about the agreement with Iran that negotiators are now finalizing.
We just achieved a historic peace agreement with Iran to end the conflict in the Strait of Hormuz. And by the way, yesterday, 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Strait of Hormuz, a very beautiful place.
But conflicts remain about who will control the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear program, though the president remains confident.
We're leaving them without any nuclear capacity, and they've agreed to that, and we're getting along quite well.
Later today, the president meets with the Secretary General of NATO. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The talks surrounding the war are continuing overseas, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio in the United Arab Emirates this week to discuss the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, among other matters. Well, there's something in the water at our nation's capital, and it's coming with the high cost. Of course, we're referring to the famous reflecting pool. It's facing an algae boom following a multi-million-dollar renovation project. Remember, they wanted to put that American flag blue underneath there? Well, over the weekend, several people were arrested near the pool as President Trump claims vandals are targeting the project. But the thing is, there's been no evidence that's been presented to back up those claims. And just yesterday, you see them right here, security cameras set up near the pool. Repairs to fix the algae bloom will bring up the total cost of an already over-budget $16 million project.
As kids head outside to play this summer, your bumps and your bruises, they are inevitable.
But when it comes to these injuries, it's not always easy for parents to know what's minor and what is a reason to worry.
Yeah, so here to talk to us, Dr. Gigi Challa, head of general pediatrics over at Children's Minnesota. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Okay, so we got a couple things to talk about. Let's start with bruises. What's normal? What do we need to worry about?
Well, I mean, this is the season for bruises for kids.
Yeah.
We expect that they're going to be running around, doing a lot of activities, doing things that they aren't normally doing and trying things out. So we expect lots of bruises on the lower parts of legs, maybe some on the thighs, rarely, and up on, the elbows and forearms.
Yeah.
Those are the places where you would naturally expect bruises. Bruises on the trunk, bruises on the back, on the abdomen. That's where we don't expect bruises. So I think about location where you're seeing them.
Okay.
If a toddler is pretty, still pretty top heavy, their head is part of the heaviest part of their body, you're going to still see bruises on the forehead. But bruises in those other areas, we want to know about those.
Okay.
So think about that. The color, the size. We expect it to be a deep purple, and then as it fades, as it heals, it's going to get to a yellow green. So the color, not so much, but if it's really a raised bruise, if it's one that's exceptionally painful, or at these locations where it's unexpected, we do want to know about that.
Okay. What about like scrapes and cuts? Because we've got the biking, the rollerblading, those
Skin
pop
knees
up a lot. Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah. Again, I mean, anything you could do to prevent it is probably the first thing, right? So nobody wants to wear pants while they're biking, but it would be safer.
Oh, Dr. Gigi.
I know. So if you get scrapes, of course, wash them out with soap and water, right? As gently as you can, get the rocks, get the dirt out. Put a thin layer of an antibiotic ointment on the top of it and cover them. And then just keep an eye on it. You're looking for redness around the scrape that is spreading. You're looking for more pain associated. You're looking for pus. Any of those things we want to know about too.
Okay, because you can treat those, because that might be infected.
Those, yes.
Okay. This is always scary. Bumps on the head. Where?
Yeah.
I don't know. This has always gotten to me. When do you start to worry?
Yeah, I wish that there was a firm answer to this, right? Because it really depends upon the age of the child, the mechanism of the injury, what they're falling onto, how they're falling, how much force are they on a bike and fall, or are they on a couch and fall? And so honestly, the best thing to do is to really call your doctor even after hours. The triage nurse will talk you through any of those algorithms. You're really, if you're seeing things like, my child has a headache afterwards, my child is like
throwing up,
or sleepy, or seeming confused, all of those are emergencies.
To the hospital?
Exactly.
Okay.
And I would get to the hospital, or call 911 if you're really seeing something that's scary to you. That would be an appropriate means of action.
Nosebleeds. That is another scary one.
Yeah, nosebleeds are scary, and I think there can be a lot of blood quickly.
Right. Yeah, there can.
And so, really, the first thing to do is to pinch that nose.
Yep.
Okay.
In the soft part of the nose, and you want to hold it there for 10 minutes without peeking. And that is the thing that gets everybody, right? They're like constantly checking, It's 10 minutes uninterrupted.
Okay. And that's right here.
At the softer part, so not at the bony part,
okay,
at the softer part.
Okay.
And tipping your head back is what everybody naturally
and then it all goes
does.
back. Ugh.
It all goes back, it all goes to their stomach, and they want to throw up.
Yep.
And so you really do want to be in a neutral position or even lean forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I learned that the hard way. I have my middle one's a nosebleeder, so I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
So good to know. All right.
Great.
Good luck out there.
Thank you. All righty, Joseph. Look at that. Some of that sun's starting to come on out and shine.
Yeah, the sky's opening up just a little bit, and we'll have more sun as we head into the afternoon. But boy, this morning it was cloudy, it was foggy. We had some storms moving through some of the communities to the north, and we're at least finding a moment where we could get back out there and not have to worry about the rain. And I honestly don't think we're going to have to worry about it too much around here. I mean, this is our chance for rain as we head into this afternoon. This is lunchtime. I think you could probably get out there, find a food truck, or just get out for a nice little walk for lunch and not have to worry about it. But I do want to show you up north and into western Wisconsin as we kind of work through the afternoon into the evening. There is a threat for some showers and some isolated storms. And we may even see something floating closer to the cities as we head into this afternoon and evening. though I want to say it's more so on the lower side. It's all because of this area of low pressure that's been hanging out here, and it's just cycling in some more energy, and it's going to just instigate and help kind of sprout up some more showers as we work through the day today. And so I still think that this zone right here is where we'll likely see that. And if you're down in this section of the state right here, likely not getting much. So this is going to be the spot that we really have to focus in on. Obviously, there's some rain coming down up to the north right now. I'm going to zoom on in. I want to take you to a spot where we had storms this morning, and obviously we have all the lakes around, Balsam Lake over towards Apple River. I mean, there's a lot of spots you want to get out and do things. You couldn't earlier, you can now. I just want to give you that clearance because we had some lightning earlier this morning over there. Check out the rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. I mean, we had some big-time soakers yesterday, so I'm not surprised we had a few problems and some cancellations yesterday. But, I mean, the airport had shy of 1 inch. Some of these spots, yeah, an inch, inch and a half coming out of Rochester. Pretty good. And even though the airport didn't quite make it to an inch, I know some of you did. I mean, I have some of these high rainfall reports from like Lakeville, Kevin's spot, 1.65 inches, Chanhassen, 1.78 from Greg's spot there. Roger and Shoreview had over an inch and a half. So a lot of rain to soak up yesterday with the storms. So you'll notice a few scattered showers and storms moving through this afternoon. I showed you that like 20-30% chance and then a greater chance up north. It's all because of these little cells right here. And there could potentially be something that's a little strong, just a little strong over in Wisconsin as we head into the afternoon, evening. So that's something that we'll have to monitor for our eastern counties there, you know, like Barron County. We head into tonight, we clear up. I think we'll have a little bit of cloud cover and some fog tomorrow morning. That dissipates quickly. We have a nice afternoon, and I'm really not anticipating much moisture, though. Can't rule out something stray trying to form as we head into our Friday afternoon. Here's where I really want you to pay attention as well, because coming up, we have some very warm air moving in. Right now it's warm, but it's not hot. But yeah, south, we're going to see some real good heat coming on in, and the high heat returns by the time we head into our Sunday. Look what it does to our temperatures. We go from 70s to lower 80s, and I'm going with 90 degrees on Sunday with a chance for some scattered showers and storms. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We have the parade. We have a lot of things going on this weekend, so we'll monitor that. Monday up to 94, and what you can't see there is that I think the heat indices could be in the upper 90s on Monday. It's going to be humid. Summer is back at it in full force.
You give us one transition day. 183, 70 to 90.
I know, it's extreme. It's just the pendulum swing there. So it is going to come at us a little bit harder. So that's why I'm just trying to get people prepared for that.
Yeah. Drink your water, drink your water. All right, thanks, Joseph. So
when we're puzzled by another person's behavior, whether a partner, friend, or family member, it's tempting to call the behavior overreacting and ask, what's wrong with you?
Well, it turns out there's a better question to ask. So here to take a look at the trauma and reactivity is author and trauma expert psychologist Tom Glazer. Tom, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, Heather.
That certainly, you don't think about it until it gets asked of you in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, that's
but what is wrong with you? That can certainly be triggering.
Absolutely, right? Puts us on the defense,
right?
Which can interrupt connection. It's not what we want. So
what do we do instead?
Well, a much better question is what happened to you, right? That's softer, it's inviting, right? And that helps us get at what got triggered in us, both in the immediate moment, and maybe is there something historical? Is there something, could be way, way, way back in childhood even, that's triggered? And we want to attend to both of those, if that's the case.
Okay, and it comes back to reactivity?
Yeah, so reactivity is a behavior that looks big. That's how I like to say it.
Sure.
So like an explosion, an eruption from maybe a small, tiny something.
Yeah.
Like an example happened in the grocery store not that long ago. The person in front of me, the clerk just kindly said, you know, we'd like customers to put their unpaid items in a basket or cart, not right in the shopping bag. And she exploded. She was like, I am not going to steal anything, but I will.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody's taken back a big response or reaction to something innocuous.
Right. And so in that, let's go back to that particular situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a situation where, you know, these are people that don't necessarily know each other.
Right. Strangers.
Okay. Right.
Totally.
These are strangers here. But you can see how this might happen here in with your partner or something like that. Like, what do you do in a situation
Happens
like that?
all the time,
Yes.
right? Especially, like, say we're hangry, right?
Yes.
Hunger can lead to anger. Everybody knows that term,
Yeah.
right? So just to calm it down. Hey, what's going on? You seem upset. Just is that curious, open, you know, with the heart more open. Hun, that was a big reaction.
Yeah.
Not what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Which puts them in defense.
And also puts the blame back on them when maybe they don't deserve that.
Exactly. Right, and that's not helpful. Again, we want connection, even if it is a stranger. Right? We want to come into alignment with our values, which most of us, of course, value kindness. We want to become mindful, stay with our values, and stay as calm as we can. And that question, what's going on,
triggering,
helps. Versus what's wrong.
It does, though, require you to have some measure of grace.
Correct.
Right? And not jump to, if you were the one who is responding to the person who has overreacted, it does require you to check yourself first, because you might, what happened to you? Well, what happened?
That's
you
the
is
thing.
what happened to me, right? And you just, you know.
It can become contagious.
Right.
Right? Any emotional state can we're wired for this, actually, right? We can go there too, right? So we want to stay mindful on both sides of the equation and calm. The calmer we can be, hey, get curious. What's going on? What, do you need something? To me, that's another question.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Yeah, and our behavior says there's a need, right? So what's the need? Do I need a sandwich? Do I need to get more sleep? Am I so overwhelmed? Do I need some help with this project? So I'm not so mean.
So I'm not so mean. Yeah, no, fair.
That's what happens. It's fair. Yeah, we get mean.
Yeah. On the flip side of this, you know, not the person asking the question, but the person maybe reacting strongly.
Yes.
What is an alternative? How can we better respond and react?
Well, the same thing. Ask yourself, what's going on? What happened? What happened to me?
Self-awareness.
Slow it. Self-awareness. That's the key. That's mindfulness. So what happened? Get really curious. Away from that judgment, because that's when our brain doesn't operate on the same level. It gets more closed. We want an open mind. Non-judgmental. What happened? Do I need a sandwich? Do I need more sleep? Or am I reminded of something from long ago when I felt attacked? And is there something inside me that needs attention there?
Interesting. All right. Well, Tom, thanks so much. It's always great to talk to you. We appreciate it.
You too.
If you're making travel plans, does nostalgia play a role in where you want to go? Do you ever feel like bringing back those happy memories or moments from your past? So this was a study or survey that was commissioned by Visit Anaheim, the home of Disneyland, which holds lots of nostalgia and lots of memories. So keep that in mind. But I do think there is something to this. Like you have these wonderful memories. Perhaps maybe you went on a road trip, maybe you went to a really special place for the first time with your family, and those are the things that I then want to repeat with my own kids.
Well, before I even knew who this study was about, the first thing that came to my mind was Disney World. And we actually did take a trip, took all the littles to Disney. So it was like all my siblings and their kids. We don't have any kids, but you know, it was really fun to share those moments with the little ones and go on those rides. And then you kind of think, oh, I went on this ride when I was your age, or you know, whatever memory you have. But I think it's kind of fun.
I'm a sucker for nostalgia. We talked about this the other day. I mean, it kind of gets me all the time. So if I do something with my friends or family and I loved it, like a trip to wherever, I definitely want to go back and like share that memory again or work through that. It could be the smallest thing. It'd be like, I went to camp here when I was 8, and now I'm coming back through that area and I need to stop there and check it out again. So I totally could see it make an impact on your decisions.
So one of the places, so my dad's a big history buff, so we would take these road trips down, all the way down the East Coast, and we would always stop at these Civil War sites and everything. And one of the spots was Williamsburg, Virginia, if any of you have ever been to that. And I just have like such wonderful memories that I really want to just take my kids to Williamsburg. I don't know what they would think now, but it fills me with like so much joy and just it kind of all comes flooding back, that I think that I like that is, it's not like an easy place to get to. It's not like there's a lot of other places that I'm sure they'd rather go, but it's one of those that's like on my list.
I love that.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerns me a little bit, like there could be some disappointment. Like you had this grand vision, you're like, I loved it, and then you go back and something has changed completely.
Yeah. Or my kids are like, oh, Mom, this is so boring.
You're like, oh, God.
And they ruin it for you.
When I was that age.
Yeah, exactly. But they say, so here's where, you guys know the social media trend. It's 2026 is the new 2016. So they think some of it might be sort of connected to that. I don't know that it's gotten any higher than nostalgia. I think it's just kind of always been there.
Yeah, I agree.
Twin Cities Pride Festival is almost here, and they're bringing something new to Loring Park this year. Here to share more is Twin Cities Director of Pride Programming, Kelsey Alto. Thanks for being here.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Right? We're already here.
We are.
Oh my gosh. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited. The rain stopped, so I'm fine.
Yes. Okay, so Kelsey, I want to ask first, you've got something big and new this year at Pride. Tell us about it.
We have the world's largest rubber duck coming to Pride. Her name is
this.
Mama Duck. She is 61 feet
There she
tall.
is.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
Where does she come from?
Yeah, I have so many questions.
The owner is from Minnesota. I've always seen it up in the Duluth Harbor. She has a website, so I requested it to be at our event. They had a last minute cancellation and they were available, so we've been working with them. I'm so excited.
amazing.
She will be taller than the trees and right in the middle of the park.
Which is why we have this lovely shirt.
Exactly.
Right here.
All makes sense.
Twin Cities Pride, it's really one of the most wonderful Pride celebrations. I mean, a lot of them all across the country, but this one is really special.
I mean, I'm biased, but we are one of the largest free Pride festivals in the United States and in the world, which I think is really important. We never want to cut off access for somebody based on their ability to afford it. And there's something for everybody at our festival. You can get blood type tested for cancer, see the world's largest duck. You can go to one of our stages and see performers. All of our performers are local, which is amazing for us. So there's really something for everybody.
Just talk about the importance. I mean, you touched on the accessibility and having it be free and inclusive. Why is Pride Festival so important?
You know, somebody left a comment on our socials the other day that said that they had brought a young person in their life to Pride a few years ago, and they're now living their most authentic life, and that going to our event really helped them see what the possibility was for their future, and I think that that's what it is. It's being able to see other people within our community who are out living their most authentic life, and that that's a possibility for you, and that you do have community, and that the world is bigger than maybe your own small community, and that there are people there to help you.
And what's really neat too is that you have people from all over. Iowa, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota coming in. And I think most people know Pride from the parade. Going to be on Sunday. It's so much more than that though, but tell us about the parade and if people want to come out and watch, how do they do that?
Absolutely. So before the parade, we have our 5K that goes down Hennepin Avenue. So if you've ever wanted to run and have a whole parade's worth of people cheering for you, you can do that. Our parade is down Hennepin Avenue starting at 11 a.m. and we go all the way down from, I believe, 2nd Avenue down into the park. So you can really find a spot anywhere along the parade route. There are plenty of restaurants that are doing patios as well where you could find a spot.
Nice. And WCCO will be at the parade on Sunday.
Yes.
Sure will.
Yes.
How can people support you?
Volunteer, donate, come and be a part of the festival. We really want everybody to come out and enjoy.
Great. Awesome.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Yes, we know all the hard work that goes in all year long, and we are now here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great time.
Thank you.
Head on over to TC Pride for all the information you need for this weekend's events, because it's so much more than the parade. Look for WCCO's weather tracker. We're going to be out there.
A Minneapolis brand is making pasta sauces for kids and to help out the parents who feed them. It's called Little Rebels.
Now, joining us now, Little Rebels founder Brianna Hughes. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you guys. This is so fun.
Okay, I love this idea. Please explain the concept.
Yes. So the concept is Little Rebels is a line of pasta sauces made for kids and all of the grown-ups trying to get good food in their bodies. So our sauces are made with all real ingredients. We use whole vegetables, 100% real cheeses, no preservatives, no additives, nothing fake about it. And then we freeze it, we puree it, freeze it into single serve portions or like little kid-sized cubes.
Yeah.
And it makes for easy grab and go.
Show us what they look like.
Yes. So 1 cube. This is a cube.
Yes.
And so we typically recommend 1 cube per 1 kid-sized bowl of pasta is a good place to start, or 1 cube per 1 serving of pasta.
Okay. So basically, you cook the pasta, and this is like, it's almost like, you said it on your website, it's like the emergency mac and cheese.
Yes.
You cook the pasta, you put that in the hot pasta,
and
let
you're done.
it melt, and then spread it
done.
around.
Okay. Yeah, so I typically put a cube, 1 to 2 cubes, depending on how many bowls I'm making, into a microwave-safe dish. 30 to 45 seconds is pretty much all you need. And then it will just be, right? It's just saucy. Yeah. And that's like the whole meal. All you have to do is, it couldn't be easier.
Yeah.
It's like easier than a box of mac and cheese. I mean, you could put in.
It is easier than a box of mac and cheese.
Like you could add milk or you could add butter, but you don't need to. And like, that's it. And it's all real cheese in there, no powders.
Yeah. Tell us what flavors you have.
Okay, so we have a cheesy butternut squash,
Which
and
is this?
that's what this is.
Okay.
We have a green sauce, and we call that our little green, and that's like a spinach based.
Okay.
And then we have a roasted veggie marinara, and that has roasted zucchini and cauliflower on tomatoes pureed smooth. There's like not a veggie to be seen.
Right. Okay, so I do want to address this point.
That's the trick.
Because I have been criticized by some for hiding vegetables in my children's food.
You know what?
Right?
I've heard it too.
Right. And so I am a big supporter of hiding vegetables in their food. And this, I think, is such a great idea because you have a bunch of veggies in this sauce.
Yes. And I mean, I think like I've heard that too.
Yeah.
But we're all just trying to survive out there. Like whatever we can do to get it in them, like that's kind of, at least for me, I mean, everybody's different, but for me, like that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
So if I can do it this way, it makes veggies like really approachable.
Yeah.
You know, because then you can say, wow, look how delicious this is. These have veggies in it. Like, look how good this is.
Okay, so you launched about a year ago.
Yeah.
And soon we're going to be in London Byerly's.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we are so excited. We started at farmers markets last year and just kind of snowballed. And we will be in London Byerly's by July 4th, all stores in the freezer aisle. So check us out. We're so excited.
This is good.
Is it good?
It is really, really good.
Not a veggie to be tasted.
Not a veggie to be tasted, although they're in there.
They're in here.
They're in there.
All right.
I have a question quick.
Yeah.
Do you put this in the fridge? Do you keep it in the cabinet?
Freezer.
Freezer.
So it is frozen, and that's kind of actually one of the beauties of it. So it being frozen keeps it preservative free. Like that's how you
Can you buy online if you're not near a Lund's?
Yes, you can buy online. So littlerebelskids.com. And then follow us on Instagram. Like we're posting all the time. So follow the fun kind of on social.
I'm so glad I found a partner in hiding my veggies. Brianna, thank you.